I'm joined by Kansas freshman Republican Tim Huelskamp. First of all, Congressman, thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Member of the Budget Committee, also the Tea Party caucus. Give me your sense right now of what happened yesterday. Eric Cantor, the Majority Leader, leaving those bipartisan budget talks. Was that the right move for him to make?
I believe so. There were a number of us had a chance to visit with Eric following that. He gave us an update. The Senate Democrats and the White House continue to talk about tax increases, and that's not going to pass through the House. We didn't get here because we didn't raise enough tax revenue. We got in this situation because we spent too much money. So I think it was a great thing and sent a strong message of what Republicans are about.
So he's put the ball in the court of the President and House Speaker John Boehner. What is your level of confidence that at the end of the day, Speaker Boehner is going to come up with a deal that you and your colleagues are going to be able to support here in the House?
Well, we've discussed with leadership three key principles. That's cut, cap, and balance, and we need to cut the deficits and cap future spending and pass a balanced budget amendment. I think we have those principles in mind. That's what we're fighting for, and I think that's what it's going to take to get a number of votes to pass this debt ceiling increase.
Now, you know, of course, Democrats still insisting that revenue has to be on the table. They've suggested they're willing to give on changes to entitlement programs, for example, and the question out there among Democrats, among some people in the public, where's the give on the part of Republicans? Are you willing to consider any tax increases, revenue increases of any kind?
No. The problem is there's been too much spending. The Republicans in the House have passed a budget that will reduce spending by $6.2 trillion. So we're still waiting for a plan from the President, and from the Senate Democrats. It's been 786 days since they passed a budget. And so we have a very clear plan. Our conference has been very clear about what we need to do. We need to talk about job creation. We do that by reducing the tax level, bringing in more entrepreneurs, and making sure the economy gets going by presenting more certainty. And we can do that, I think, with the House budget, and we're looking for the same from the President and the Senate.
You think you can convince the President of the United States to essentially come to your side of the fence on this? You really believe that?
Well, the President spent the money. It's his job to find the votes to pay for it. They've ran up incredible deficits in the last 2 and 4 years under the last Congress and the previous Congress as well. So the debt ceiling is, I know Mr. Bernanke said you shouldn't use that as a lever to make changes, but we have a spending problem around Washington, D.C. And this is the one lever we have left, is they have to find a way to pay for their spending. And I think we are in a great position to actually change fundamentally the direction as this nation, and cut, cap, and balance is the way to do it.
A lot of the folks on Wall Street, you know, investors around the world looking at this situation, their question for you is, are you willing to take this to the mat? Are you willing to risk default if it means no tax increases?
Well, there won't be a default, and I don't believe there's going to be a tax increase. But this is a historic opportunity. We have years and years of overspending by both parties that have overspent, overregulated, overtaxed, and overborrowed. As the end result, we are in this situation. So we have a choice here. We can choose the typical American choice, which is focusing on creating jobs by reducing all the above, or we can focus on growing government. And fundamentally, that's the choice we have here. As a freshman, I'm excited. That's what we came here for, was to face this challenge. And I think we can turn this nation around, and we can get the economy moving again, short-term and long-term. We have to talk about entitlement reform, and that's what we've been doing in the House. And I think what I hear in my district is they're very excited about the possibility of fundamentally moving America in the right direction.
Is John Boehner's position as leader of Republicans here in the House of Representatives at any risk right now going into these talks if he doesn't come back with a deal, again, that you can support?
Well, I think he's going to lead us in the direction. The conference has given a very clear position what we want to do on taxes and spending and regulations, and I'm very excited because I think we have America's best interests at heart, and I think the new crop of freshmen is changing Washington, and that's our goal, is to change what we do in Washington, not be changed by Washington.
All right. Congressman Tim Huelskamp, Republican of Kansas, thank you very much for the time.